Ladies and gentlemen, lads and ladettes, welcome to Tunes for Thought. I'm your host, Cody, and this is the show where I discuss music, how it's changed over time, the state in which it currently is in, and what the future may hold. What we have lined up today is a look through music all through the decades, leading up to the current landscape, through the eyes of beloved listeners, as well as a special game show called I Know That Song. This show features original music created by Chad DownSouth. Today's episode features a special guest, Lakeisha.
Hello everyone.
Tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Lakeisha, I'm 17. I study FMP here at the Brit School and I love music.
Me too. Actually, me too on all three of those. And what would you say your favourite genres are?
I don't know. I would say when it comes to music, I'm going to be very cliche and say I listen to a bit of everything. Because that's just how I've kind of grown up in a way. Pop, rock, what other genres are there? R&B, Motown, thanks to my best friend on the Motown shout. What else? Like drum and bass, garage. Yeah, so I guess I wouldn't really have a favourite.
Safe to say it's pretty versatile.
Yeah, pretty versatile, I think.
Fair enough.
I'm always open to recommendations. Like, someone wants to be like, listen to a song from this genre. I'll be like, yeah, sure. Hand it over. I'll listen to it. But yeah.
Over your lifetime, which is a weird way to word the question.
Yeah.
But over your lifetime, what would you say has been like the biggest change to how we listen to music that you have noticed?
Over my lifetime so far, I would say just like the use of like streaming services and things like that, because obviously when I was growing up it used to be like YouTube, so like you kind of get all your music off YouTube along with like music videos and like there's like lyric videos. I grew up with like CDs, so like you have like a stereo and you'd put like CDs on it. That was really fun. Even now, like in my house currently, like we still have vinyls, so I still listen to music like via vinyl, which I think is really cool. And also iPods. My mum had an iPod, so sometimes I'd like listen to music through her iPod. I don't know, like it feels really weird talking about that, like actually having like a physical copy, I guess you could say, like of music, like in your hands. Because nowadays it's like with streaming services, you just search it up and it's there, like the whole album or like the whole kind of deal, like all of the artists like discography. Discography. Yeah. Apologies if I feel that wrong. Just like like their whole like all the songs that they've made and things like that. Yeah, I think it's changed quite a lot. I mean, I'm only like 17, so I'm not like super like thingy. But even in that time, I feel like it's changed a lot. Like especially now, like with a younger sibling who's like 10, he's kind of grown up in the way of having songs like via streaming services and things like that.
Yeah.
Rather than like putting on a CD and like listening to the CD and experiencing when the CD is scratched and you can't listen to your song.
Yeah, it's crazy how much like it's changed in like our lifespans.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's crazy, like especially if you think about it, because I mean, even just speaking about like iPods and CDs and radio, it's like it doesn't even feel like that long ago.
Exactly.
But if you kind of compare it to now, like how many people would kind of have a CD like stereo in a way, or like how many people would kind of like be carrying around like CDs to like take to other people's house and like show them, or like an iPod. I mean, an iPod, I guess you could say is similar, maybe, to kind of, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean,
it's not the same as streaming.
Yeah, like it's not like, because
you still like purchase your songs, I guess.
Yeah.
On an iPod, and you kind of like make it. I don't know actually. iPod is a bit of a questionable one.
Yeah, I guess it's like the starting of like the digital age.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I don't know. It's still kind of. It's definitely oldish.
Yeah. Oldish. Yeah. No, I literally did research like a few seconds ago. Like iPods, like from like 2000s to like 2005, 6. So just after I guess we were born.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say we kind of grew up with that little thing. Yeah, so I guess like overall you could say it's kind of changed a lot. I mean, Cody, like you were saying, especially like as we were growing up. And if you obviously compare it between now and then. Like now it's like Spotify or like Amazon or like Apple Music, and you know it's like monthly subscriptions and all this kind of stuff. It makes it more, I guess you could argue, like accessible.
Yeah.
But it's definitely changed a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I used to have a little iPod phase actually. When I was like 7, I used to have my sister's little tiny pink iPod Nano. I
Yeah.
remember those days.
Yeah.
That was fun. I used to just walk around town, 7 years old, listening to Justin Timberlake for some odd reason.
Oh, that's classic. I love that. That's. I mean, that's another thing as well. Like, you won't really get that nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of like won't get. Like, you can, you got Spotify on your phone. You can walk around with headphones, listen to music. But I guess it's just that like kind of feel where you have something specifically kind of just to listen to music. Like, because obviously you can get like Spotify on your phone, which is where you can kind of do like so many other things. But I guess like then it was kind of just that one thing that you have.
Yeah.
Which I guess is quite cool, I
Yeah.
think.
All right. So we're going to move into our first song of the day, which is a song that goes by the name of Quarter Body by Alesso. Well, I hope I pronounced his name right. Featuring Ty Dolla $ign. To Tunes for Thoughts. That was Quarter Body by Alesso featuring Ty Dolla $ign. But now, into our segments. And I want to bring it up all the way back to the 90s. A time of boom bap hip hop, R&B sing-alongs, pop anthems, house raves, and the beginning of autotune, most notably in Cher's Believe. I'm going to try and set an image in your head for what the 90s was like, given that I was most certainly present. It's 8:30 a.m. You just hopped on your train on the way to school. You paddle over to your seat right by the window, take a few deep breaths. That run before the door closed really tired you out. You take your bag off your shoulder, take a sip from your water bottle, and as you look into your bag, you notice something that urges you to play some music. That's it. You reach into the depths of your usually heavy school bag and take out your beloved Sony Walkman. The rest is history. How did I do? Was that good? 90s folk, let me know. But anyways, the 90s was a decade where all of your favourite music could be bought on vinyl records or cassettes at the earlier end, or CDs, which took over vinyl sales in the late 80s and cassette sales by 1993. Radio was the primary method for finding the latest and greatest material. Club scenes were running rampant with huge prominence of the house music across the world. Widely acclaimed king of pop Michael Jackson would turn from his astronomical 80s run with Quincy Jones and move into a New Jack City vibe with the likes of Teddy Riley. The legendary and unfortunate dispute between Tupac, Biggie, East and West Coast. Safe to say a lot was going on. But the biggest takeaway from all of this, it was physical. People in the 90s had way less option to pick and choose from songs as we do today. Buying an album was literally the first time you heard that album for the most part. Guess you could say the element of surprise was higher, and so was the disappointment if it sucked. MTV was a staple at this point as well. So this leads me to the question, what was your favourite 90s run, whether that be an album, song, or just an overall run from an artist, Keisha?
First of all, can I say that little intro about the 90s? I mean, I wasn't born in the 90s, but that was great. Like that, like I felt it, like I really felt it. And oh my god, yeah. Like especially what you were saying about like albums, like going back to our previous question, like when you heard it for the first time and then you decide if you liked it or not. I don't know, like it just hit me. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
like that feels really deep. I loved it.
Thanks.
But my 90s. Oh, see the thing is, again, too many. I mean, you've got Soul For Real. You've got like Mariah Carey. You've got like TLC, Michael Jackson, of course.
Oh, there's a lot.
There is a lot.
Shout
out to my dad on this one for you know the kind of, what do you call it, exposure to that kind of music.
Shout out to my dad too.
Yeah.
He kind of put me onto like the different type of genres back then, like obviously like the rap side, like Snoop Dogg and like Tupac and stuff like that.
Of course.
Also Fela Kuti as well.
Okay.
He I don't know any of the song names, funnily enough, but he did put me onto a lot of that.
Yeah.
And just like a lot of different music from then. Like the 90s was definitely like a raw time. And I think that's kind of why, weirdly enough, today a lot of us like draw back on the 90s.
Yeah, we do. I think we're quite like, I don't know, like nostalgic, if that's like the right thing to say. I feel like because the 90s was like such a raw time, and like people were like, artists could be so kind of open in a way to what they were saying, to what they were making. I feel like it's drawn a lot of people back to like listen to it, because I don't know, maybe they can understand some of that rawness, like, you know, through the music or through the lyrics. I don't know, but I think definitely listening to 90s music is such a vibe.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love 90s music as
Love
well.
it.
It's crazy. And it's crazy, like, we say like nostalgic for it, and it's crazy because it's like we weren't even there for the most we weren't there at all.
Yeah.
It's like we still managed to like be connected with the art, and I think that's so like,
definitely,
it's such an important thing to point out. Like, we'll see a lot of people, like, I know somebody that's even doing like a documentary on like the Tupac and the Biggie like era, and like why that's still relevant today. And that's crazy, because as for like 2000s babies and late 2000s babies, for that to be so impactful for us is insane.
For sure, like, because, you know, sometimes like things get forgotten over time, and I think that it's such a good thing in a way that music is something that won't be forgotten, because of the impact that it's had on people, and how people want to kind of like share that impact, or just generally share the music and the potential love that like the music can bring. Do you get what I mean? And also gives like connection. Especially like we both spoke about our parents, like our dads, who like introduced us to like this music. I guess you could say it's like them wanting to kind of like pass it down and like keep it going, because like it's good music, you know. And I think it's something that like it has to be kind of kept going, like the history or like the time period.
And I think one song that's definitely been passed down that I love dearly happens to be Return of the Mack by Mark Morrison. So
what a song.
It is.
What a song.
So we're going to move into that one right now.
Story goes, baby, now I got the flow, 'cause I know it from the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I'd win. You lied to me. All those times I said that I love you, you lied to me. Yes, I tried. Yes, I tried. You lied to me. Even though you knew I'd die for you, you lied to me. Yes, I cried. Yes, I cried. Return of the man. It is. Return of the man. Come on. Return of the man. Oh my God. You know that I've been there. Here I am. Return of the man. Once again. Return of the man. Top of the world. Return of the man. Watch my flow. You know that I've been there. Here I go. So I'm back up in the game, running things to keep my swing, letting all the people know that I'm back to run the show. 'Cause what you did, you know was wrong, and all the nasty things you done. So baby, listen carefully while I sing my comeback song. You lied to me. She said she'd never turn on me. You lied to me. But you did. You lied to me. All this pain you said I'd never feel. You lied to me. But I do. Return of the man. It is. Return of the man. Hold on. Return of the man. Don't you know? You know that I've been there. Here I go. Return of the man. Oh little girl. Return of the man. What's my pearl? Return of the man. Up and down. You know that I've been there. Round and round.
Welcome back to Tunes for Thoughts. That was Return of the Mack. I don't think I need to introduce that song again, but because we all know it. But there we go.
Going back to Cody's question before Return of the Mack, what a great song, by the way. Can I just mention the greats like Lauryn Hill, the Fugees, you know, Boyz II Men,
Yeah.
I mean, how dare I forget about these guys? Like,
Yeah, we need to give Lauren Hill credit for sure.
oh, Lauren Hill, love, literally just love. So good, love her songs, best songs. Anyway,
She should have kept it moving into the 2000s. However, we will. So, the Sweet Noughties era. There's a lot of major upgrades to the way that we like soak up our favorite tunes. Portable music devices that we spoke of earlier, such as like the iPod, launched by Apple in October of 2001, started a major shift. This was a big upgrade from like the Walkman, where you'd have to use like CDs and cassettes. April 28th, 2003. This marks the day of the launch of Apple's very own digital music store, very cleverly called iTunes. It came at a time where the internet had become even more of an unreckonable force, with computers and home internet connection going from a high-end luxury and transforming into a household staple, with the New York Times reporting that in 2001, 54 million households owned a computer in the US by the year 2000, a rise of 42% compared to just 2 years prior, making it the first time computer ownership had risen above 50% of the population. And this was something that was mirrored across the world. Naturally, anywhere humans go, music follows, so you can imagine how many new ways of music sharing and exploration came about during this time. The rise of the internet's presence, however, did bring along a rise in piracy, as many users would upload songs onto the internet and share them without permission of the copyright owners, as well as a new digital form of bootlegging CDs came about. In the midst of all of that came new platforms to digest music, one most famously being Napster. Napster was an online digital audio sharing platform in which users could create a free account and access MP3 files of a wide range of audio types. Cassettes, CDs, rare albums, bootlegged recordings, and a way to download the latest chart-topping hits. Napster was so popular at one point that many colleges actually banned access to the site due to network congestion caused by students' heavy usage. This was revolutionary at the time, as it was one of the first times such a vast range of music was available at your fingertips without having to go down to a record store and spend money. However, the original setup of this site was short-lived. As music began to move online, this started to raise the industry's questions of legalities and copyright rules. The industry noticed a change in how consumers wanted their music, a rise in supply and demand, and this was costing them physical sales. They needed to find a way to crack down on this and monetize. This was the beginning of the end for physical copies and the start of something new, music at our fingertips. 2004 marked the first time that music downloads from marketplaces like iTunes began being counted within the official UK charts, becoming the first time a non-physical form of music had counted towards the overall chart in sales of a song or album, and the era of MySpace kicked off, as well as the radio still holding a very strong presence within the music world. So, speaking of the 2000s, what would you say is your favourite artist that you associate with the decade?
I would say one of my favorite artists would probably be Amy Winehouse. I think, like, growing up, like, you know, her songs would always play, you know, like in my house, and, you know, always put them on, especially Valerie. I know that's such like a classic Amy Winehouse song, but yeah, I'd have to say Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, Amy Winehouse is a great one.
So good.
Past Brit student as well.
Yes, I know. Can you believe
Got a shout out for that.
Yes, of course.
Would you say your favorite Amy song? That's a very hard question.
That is a hard question. Because I feel like now the songs that I say are gonna sound very like generic and well known, but obviously like back in the day they were the songs. I mean, yeah, obviously Valerie.
Yeah. Back to Black.
Back to Black.
Yeah.
Back to Black.
Has
Such
to
a
be.
good song. You go. I'm not gonna sing. Cody, colour out. Yeah, Valerie. Back to Black. You know, all those kind of like other songs.
Yeah.
I just feel like she's just great.
Yeah. Definitely a very talented artist.
Definitely.
And I think she was one of the most like successful exports, especially of that decade from the UK, like worldwide and like in the American market. So
yeah, that's good. Like that's really good though, especially like in the American market for music. As it's like a big thing. I don't know, like what would you class as early 2000s? Justin Timberlake?
yeah.
Yeah, you know, Mirrors. You know,
Justin Timberlake is
that's a good song. Mirrors.
You might be psychic actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might know something in about 20 seconds.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's hear it.
Well, actually, right now, one of the songs that I associate, one of the artists that I associate with the 2000s would be Justin Timberlake himself. And one of the songs that I definitely love from that time is actually a song by the name of Rock Your Body. So I'll play that for you guys right now.
Don't be so quick to walk away. It's me. I wanna rock your body. Please stay. It's me. You don't have to admit you want away. It's me. Just let me rock you to the break of day. It's me. Got time, but I don't mind. Just wanna rock you, girl. I'll have whatever you have. Come on, let's give it a whirl. See, I've been watching you, and I like the way you move. So go ahead, girl, just do that ass shaking thing you do. So you grab the girls and you grab a couple more, and you all can meet me in the middle of the floor. So the air is thick, it's smelling right. So you pass to the left and you sail to the right. Don't be so quick to walk away. It's me. I wanna rock your body. Please stay. It's me. You don't have to admit you want away. It's me. Just let me rock you to the break of day. It's me. I don't mean no harm. Just wanna rock you, girl. You can move, but be calm. Let's go, let's give it a whirl. See, it appears to me you like the way I move. I tell you what I'm gonna do. Pull you close and share my groove. So you grab the girls and you grab a couple more, and you all can meet me in the middle of the floor. So the air is thick, it's smelling right. So you pass to the left and you sail to the right. Don't be so quick to walk away. It's me. I wanna rock your body. Please stay. It's me. You don't have to admit you want away. It's me. Let me rock you to the break of day. It's me. Talk to me, boy. No disrespect, I don't mean no harm. Talk to me, boy. I can't wait to have you in my arms. Talk to me, boy. Hurry up, 'cause you're taking too long. Talk to me, boy. Have you naked by the end of this song. So what did you come for? I came to dance with you.
Welcome back to Tunes for Thoughts. That was Rock Your Body by Justin Timberlake.
Can I just say before we move into the 2010s, Mirrors was from 2013 by Justin Timberlake, so I apologize for that. But Justin Timberlake, 2000s. Who else?
Yeah.
I
2000, 2013, same year.
we spoke about how just now how we know more about the 90s than we do the actual year we were born. But yeah, I'll get back to that question, guys.
Well, we were alive, walking and breathing within the 2010s.
That we
So
were.
hopefully our brains remember some more artists from then. So moving on to the next chapter, which is, 2010s. So I'd quote this decade to be the rise of subgenres, and you can argue with me on that if you want. But I'd say that dance music saw a rise, in particular with EDM and dubstep. Hip hop saw a massive step up with the rise of modern trap music on the charts. The 2010s showed us a full takeover of internet and digital consumption of music. Some of the biggest platforms that came around at this time would be SoundCloud, YouTube, and then some of the biggest changes would be the fizzling out of MySpace and radio starting to have a little bit of a decline with a lot of people. This is when it started to get the criticism of being a dying art, which some people to this day will still argue is kind of unfair, but it's in the mist. I feel like podcasting, even though it's different because it's kind of a sibling to radio in a way, and obviously with the music legalities when it comes to podcasting and radio, it's very, very different. So it's most podcasters are not licensed in music because that would just be too much money. So I think there'll always be a boundary between it, but yeah, radio definitely is kind of going down. But 2010s would be kind of the change of the entire physical copies going down, because CDs pretty much completely went out of the loop. And vinyl, even though towards the end came back a little bit with a rise in sales, and I think this is kind of to do with what we touched on earlier about like the rise in our generation wanting like nostalgia for a time that we weren't even a part of, which is kind of an interesting topic. But yeah, like vinyl getting blown out of the water and rapid changes in technology just changing how music is consumed at a big rate. Live shows started to have a little bit of a decline towards the end, and also a rise in independent and more creative control from the artists themselves rather than the labels, which is something that was different to the times before, because it would be very much so like the label was the way in and like almost the only way to be in the mainstream eye, whereas the internet and the blog era and eras around these times kind of opened the doors up for artists around the globe to just get a chance to express themselves without having to be signed to a major and give away their masters and their earnings and all that type of stuff. But it did introduce the 360 record deals, because I feel like this is where the record labels probably felt that they needed some way to grasp their control back on the people, or the artists, shall I say, because this was launched as a way to claim earnings from the artists from shows, merchandise, online streaming platforms, and all of the above, which is something they didn't necessarily do back in the day. And this is kind of because a lot of people were building their audiences directly on YouTube and through blogs, such as rappers like Soulja Boy and Wiz Khalifa, that kind of trailblazers for like the vlogging YouTube fan base and like mixtape era. And this propelled the labels to want to like make sure that they got their cut of this, which you could argue is fair, considering an artist as a business asset to them, but can be a little bit intrusive. 2010s also saw the rise of streaming platforms being the main source of listening to music. Spotify and Apple Music being the main focal points for this, as well as other platforms such as Deezer and SoundCloud launching SoundCloud Go, YouTube having YouTube Music Premium, etc. Downloads arguably became the older format, such as Amazon Music and iTunes became like the thing of the past and kind of took the place of physical copies in a way, and streaming became the main format that people were listening to. And the biggest change that I'd say the 2010s had is that people were no longer paying for individual albums as songs as much, and were now more so paying for a subscription to a platform to access all music at that same price per month. 2014 is when streaming numbers became recognized into the charts, which came with a lot of criticism, as people felt that the way the numbers were being calculated, roughly at the beginning started out as 1,500 streams equaling to one sale, making it harder to count and harder to track who's really listening and what numbers were being manipulated and what were truly real. So to wrap up the 2010s, I want to know, what streaming platform do you use, and is there a particular reason why?
I mean, I use like Spotify, I use Amazon, YouTube still.
And that was going to be one of my questions as well.
Yeah.
Well, like the same question is that, do you use a range? Because I know I definitely do use a range.
Yeah, I definitely do use a range. I think because like obviously on some platforms you can get things that you can't get on others.
Yeah.
Definitely, like for sure, like on YouTube, like you can't like download or like, you know, switch your phone off if you're, you know, listening or watching something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think over the time I've definitely used a range of different streaming services.
To wrap up the 2010s era, I'm going to play one of the songs from the subgenres that I was talking about earlier, which happens to be Codz by Future.
That's just some shit that you don't do. I'ma stay right for my real. That's just some shit that I'm gonna do. Go to commas. Let's go some commas. Let's go some commas. Do this shit run. Yeah. Filch. Shit don't do.
Cut it up.
Let's go some commas. Let's go some commas, yeah. Let's go some commas. Let's go some commas, yeah. 100,000 to 100,000. 100,000 on 100,000. 300,000, 500,000. $1 million have money shout. Let's go some commas. Let's go some commas, yeah. Let's go some commas. Let's go some commas, yeah. 40,000 to 100,000. 100,000 on 100,000. 300,000, 500,000. $1 million have money shout. Got the lumber. I'm hot like a sauna, yeah. The burner is on me. Can't play with that money, yeah. I'm fucking fucking with shorty. I'm loving the way that she fucking me, yeah. Get no phone, yeah. We don't get no phone, yeah. Got my cup, yeah. I just bought my plug, yeah. Full of the mud, yeah. Full of them drugs, yeah. Feeling real right, yeah. I'm on the same thing as Mike, yeah. Ball of ice, yeah. Wanna beat that dough like Ike, yeah. Got some commas, yeah. Got some commas, yeah. Got some commas, got some commas, yeah. 40,000 to 100,000, 100,000 on 100,000, 300,000, 500,000. $1 million have money shout. Got some commas, got some commas, yeah. Got some commas, got some commas, yeah. 40,000 to 100,000, 100,000 on 100,000, 300,000, 500,000. $1 million have money shout.
Welcome back. You're here, hopefully still here, with Tunes for Thoughts. And I'm here with my special guest, Lakeisha.
Hello.
Still here.
Having fun.
So, we've reached period 4, which I draw down to the current day, as well as a special little game show that will come along in a second. But, first of all, I just want to know, where do you feel like, and I guess we've kind of touched on it already, but where do you feel like music is right now? And, like, how do you feel about the current position of, like, what artists are making now? And obviously, like, TikTok and how much of, like, a gatekeeper, I guess it is, in music right like today.
I think now like music has obviously become very progressive, as we've kind of been talking about, again kind of like matching the time, and you know a lot of like subgenres that are coming around, like indie, you know, all that kind of stuff, which I think is also really important for like, you know, artists. I think in terms of like the TikTok kind of side of it, don't come at me guys, but I just feel like with kind of existing songs, like when TikTok, you know, kind of you make like edits and, you know, things like that, I just feel like it kind of takes away the original kind of vibe of the song, I guess you could say, because I feel like sometimes, like, you know that song by Coldplay,
Paradise?
No, the other one, Viva La Vida.
Yeah,
that one. I love that song a lot. I think it's like probably one of my favorite songs. But obviously now, you know, sometimes I listen to the song and I'm like, hang on a minute, the TikTok edit is, you know, in my head, and like I don't like it because I kind of just want to listen to the song how it is. You know, not having like a remix or like, you know, kind of. I mean, I wouldn't mind like a, you know, remix version, but like just a different version, I think, because it just sticks in your head and you're just like, you know, I just feel sometimes you can't really listen to the song in the same way. Yeah. And I don't like that. But on the other hand, I feel, you know, TikTok can also be a fair platform where artists can, you know, release music kind of like away from record labels. You know, some like great music has come out of TikTok, you know, that a lot of people love, I think. Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, like it's just not the same in a way. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes it can take the originality away from an artist.
Yeah, it can definitely like warp the replay value of a song. Yeah. And like one of the biggest things on TikTok that we see is like the sped up versions and the slowed down versions, and a lot of the times we'll see labels and artists releasing like the sped up and slowed down versions alongside their song when it comes out. Yeah. Which is like the biggest, I guess it's the biggest money grab. Like it's not, I don't blame them for doing it. Like you gotta, you know, capitalize, and music is a business at the end of the day. Yeah. But it's a bit, it's very like for example, I saw Escapism by Ray. You know that song? Yeah. She released like a slowed down version and a sped up version with the song, which luckily for her, the sped up version blew up as well, and that took the song to like different heights. Yeah. But it's like, it's just a bit like, I don't know. It's kind of, I feel like some artists have said this before themselves, that it kind of waters down what they want to do, especially when they have like labels in their ears telling them you need to do this for TikTok, you need to get a hit for TikTok, because like it's a great place for up and coming artists and even established artists, but it is a tricky one. But I do think it does get like harsh criticism sometimes, because I'm gonna keep it honest here, there's a lot of songs I've found from TikTok and I've been like, actually that's actually a good song. Yeah. And we're not gonna sit here and lie like, yeah, we didn't all find it from TikTok. Yeah,
we haven't, you know, we haven't found at least one song. You know, do you know what I mean?
Like some people love to act like the song will blow up on TikTok and they'll just pretend like they didn't get it from TikTok as well, and then act like fake annoyed. Like, stop it.
Yeah. No,
Stop.
like I think like obviously it's a good question because it obviously can cause like you can have like different sides of the argument. I guess it also kind of just depends on the person, like how you personally feel about it. Because obviously, a lot of people will feel differently in their own personal opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue like it also like helps get like the artist streams up, like that 2010 song by Miguel Shaw thing.
Yeah.
Like that obviously kind of got his song to
Yeah.
like the the top, like it started being like number one and all this stuff, which is good because it's kind of
Yeah.
reviving old songs and it's showing a younger audience like these kind of songs exist.
Yeah.
But I think when these edits or like when the song is changed, I think personally, especially if I've listened to that song before, like previously before TikTok,
Mm.
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like I just have to personally announce that I'm always ahead of the curve of TikTok. I find a lot of songs before they blow up on TikTok, and it's not even like I actively try. It's just they like to steal my playlist. But I guess that's the way it is. But we're gonna move into the game show now.
All fun.
So hope you're ready for this one.
I hope so too.
This segment is called I Know That Song. So I very so much hope you do know the songs.
The irony in this game is real.
So there's 3 rounds of this game show. You have 10 seconds to guess the song from the lyric. And by 3 rounds, that means the 3 lyrics and, well, 3 points. 3 out of 3, perfect score. 0 out of 3, well, E for effort.
Wow.
But
Yep.
I have a feeling you're going to get all 3.
I'm hoping so too.
So,
Bring it on.
welcome to I Know That Song, the game show with 3 rounds where our special guest has 10 seconds to guess the song from the song lyric that I read out to them. So this way I hope it's kind of moderate because I'm not going to sing the song. So
Why
You're
not?
because you're not going to get any melody cues from me,
Oh, come on.
nor can I sing. So that's 2 reasons.
He's lying, guys.
Are you ready for round 1?
Yeah, go for it.
Cue suspenseful like game show music somehow. I'm gonna add that in the edit.
You know that was like Jeopardy. Is it Jeopardy? I don't know, man.
I don't know actually.
I don't know. I think I got that from like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something. you know Will Smith's like, I don't know, he does this like Jeopardy thing. It's like I don't know.
I think I
it's
know what you're
it's like
talking
do you
about.
know what I mean? It's like an episode.
Yeah.
It's funny. Anyway. Cue game show.
Right. So the lyric is, you ready for round 1?
I think so.
So I'll play the counter once I say the lyric, obviously. So the song lyric is, this may be the night that my dreams might let me know. And your time starts now.
Ooh. Wait, can I ask for a clue in the timer?
No.
What? Oh my god.
Okay, you can have a clue.
Give me a clue.
The song is the lead single for a very, very famous 2018 Marvel movie. I'm going to go again now. And I'll read the song lyric and start the timer again. So you're down 1 life. So, this may be the night that my dreams might let me know.
Oh. Is it Dreams by Fleetwood Mac?
Nope. Try again.
What? Is it by Fleetwood Mac?
No. Do you want another clue?
Yes, I do want another clue.
Technically your time ended, but I'm not that rude. So
This is really bad. Oh god. Watch me kick myself.
your other clue is there's 2 artists on the song.
What kind of a clue is this?
There are 2 solo artists on the song. How about that?
Can you at least give me the Marvel movie?
That's too easy.
No, it's not.
That could be your third clue if you want to.
Yeah, I want to take my first clue right now.
Okay, that means you're down on your last limb.
I'll survive.
On round 1.
I'll survive.
Okay, the Marvel movie in question is Black Panther. So, I'll say the song lyric again. This may be the night that my dreams might let me know. And your time starts now.
Is it All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA?
Correct.
Wow, that was really bad of me. Oh my god, I love that song as well.
Wow.
Oh god, that was awful.
So, since you use your live lines
All of them. Can
on
I phone
round
a
1,
friend?
on round 1, that therefore means that you've actually forfeited your lives for round 2 and round 3. So you have to do them first go.
Oh lord. Okay,
But
right.
but I have one little thing for you.
Okay.
If you can guess one song that is in the UK top 40 charts right now, then I'll let you get a life back.
What kind of a question is this?
Think all the like very, very viral hot songs right now.
I've just been listening to my playlists. You see what I mean, guys? This is what streaming services do. Like, you just listen to all your playlists, all your classic songs, and you don't know what's actually hot right now. Oh god.
I'd say take a wild guess and you'd probably be right.
You
know, there's a lot of like there's a specific like TikTok star and like a TikTok star rapper that I can think of that you know,
You're really expecting me to get that one.
you know, they're singing about like lies and like how certain like boys may be liars. Maybe that could be a hint.
Nah.
Wow.
Nah.
I just gave you the song title.
What? The boys may be liars. What? Who's on that?
Take a wild guess.
Tate McRae? No,
Nah.
that's bad. Bad guess.
Okay, I think we'll be moving on.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Round
guys.
2. No lives, remember.
Oh, help me.
So,
Can I phone a friend?
I mean, where is the friend?
I don't know. It's a good point. All right, round 2.
Let's see. So, round 2. The song lyric is, could you be my light, be my yellow, PYT, walking down Portobello. And your time starts now.
Could you be my light? Could you be my what better? What is going on? Yeah, can I phone a friend, please? This is really bad.
Who's the friend that you're going to phone?
I don't know. Who can I call?
We've come to realize that like the friend part wasn't really phoned. So are you accepting your defeat, Lakeisha?
I'm gonna accept my defeat on this one because this is just not it.
Oh man, such a shame.
What are you doing to me, Cody? I know more songs than you. Oh.
Gonna have to play that 3 times. Can't lie. Actually, you did get 1 point technically.
I got 1 point technically.
So you scored 1 out of 3.
What? Is that all 3 questions?
Yep.
What was the second question?
The second question. So the song let me play the songs actually.
I'm so confused.
So the songs were All of the Lights.
Of course.
We know.
Yes.
The other song was Hell and Back by Bakar.
That was that when you found me.
Oh, I like that song.
Me and you went to
Wow.
Oh.
And then the last song, which we didn't get to the lyric, was Bled by Drake. But we didn't get there. Wow. Yeah, that performance, can't lie. I feel like if I
It was not it. It was not it.
If I was doing this, I feel like I'd get 2 out of 3.
No, you actually wouldn't. I'm sorry, but that game show was too hard. And the fact that you were saying the lyrics, not even singing them, there was no beat or nothing.
Yeah, but like, it has to be a challenge.
Nah, but you would only get them because you knew them. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's not true.
That is true. That is true. If I sat here and I just sang you a lyric, would you get just a random lyric?
Give it a shot.
Oh god, a random lyric. Okay. Give me a lyric. Give me a song. This is the thing.
I think we've come to the conclusion that like this
That
game show's not for you.
No.
This game show's not for you. Prepare your skills for episode 2.
You know what? To be fair, if this was a game show, in my defense, maybe where you'd play like the intro of like a few songs, that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, so that can be your next game.
Might take a suggestion.
Yeah, you should take this. No, I'm joking. No, I mean I like the game. It was free, just me. Just wasn't on top.
Yeah. More of the story is learn your song lyrics.
Yeah. I mean, there's thousands, but yeah, sure, learn your song lyrics, guys.
Well,
learn them and
comes in handy for times like this.
It does. It really does, and especially if you love your music like me.
Well, that brings us to the end of that game show right there, and I think that crowns you, funnily enough, as our loser for today's game show.
Wow. You know what?
Ooh,
That's just not it.
fun.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for playing along with I Know That Song. And special thanks for you coming onto the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I actually had fun. It was really, really fun, despite the game. But it was really fun, and I can't wait to possibly do the second suggestion of the game.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. So, for everybody listening, thank you for listening. As well as thank you to Chad DownSouth for curating the music for this podcast. As well as special thank you to episode 1 guest Freddie Smith. And be sure to tune in for our next episode, titled Culture is Currency, featuring our special guest Leo from VAD. But until next time, I'm going to leave you guys with a fire banger from the likes of Pink Pantheress. This song is called Do You Miss Me?